Well, buying prescribed medication can often be a challenge due to a number of reasons, which includes co-payments. But now, a new digital tool, PrescribIT, aims to transform that. The tool by healthcare platform eNCA aims to reduce workflows for healthcare providers and pharmacies while making medications safer, more cost-effective and easier to collect for patients. To tell us more about it, we're joined by the co-founder and COO at eNCA, Dr. Mohammed Dalwai, who joins us virtually from Cape Town. Dr. Dalwai, thank you so much for your time this evening. You know, I went to the doctor today and I got a script, and I went to my local pharmacy where they know me already, and I was looking, oh, they've got another sign up. They've got some new thing that you can scan and it uploads the script immediately and it can do all of these fancy things. And I remember standing there thinking, you know, the privilege that I have being able to go there. I've got my phone, I'm on first name WhatsApp basis with my doctor. So if there was a problem with my script, I could just WhatsApp him quickly. He could just call the pharmacy and everything would be sorted out. But for the majority of South Africans, that really is a privilege, and they don't have access to that kind of those kinds of facilities, those kinds of relationships, and the list goes on. Talk to us where the idea of PrescribIT came along. What were you and your colleagues seeing in the day-to-day healthcare journeys of South Africans where you felt that this really could make a difference?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And, you know, like, you're 100% correct. I think that is a privilege that we have as patients in a certain bracket, to be able to easily, phone our doctors, sort it out. I think the biggest kind of motivator here was really looking at how can we improve patient outcomes? How can we empower healthcare workers with information as well as a digital tool that facilitates their role and their job? I think there's a lot of times, there's a lot of information out there for healthcare workers to be aware of. Which drug is allowed on which plan? Does it have a co-payment? Does it not have a co-payment? And trying to make all that information easily and accessible to the healthcare worker really helps them make better decisions when they are sitting there with their patient, and to be able to have that discussion up front with their patient of going, can you afford this? Are you happy with this price? Are you okay with the co-payment? Because if the patient's not going to be happy with it, that's going to really impact adherence and the ability for them to be controlled on that medication.
So talk to me about where PrescribIT comes in. How will that change the game here, both for users on both ends, healthcare workers as well as the patients that they work with every day?
So I think, you can think about PrescribIT as a digital prescription service, and it really impacts three major players in that ecosystem. It impacts the healthcare worker, so the doctor, really making their life easier to be able to quickly and simply prescribe, making sure that it's legally compliant in the prescription management and using something called an advanced electronic signature. And then with the ability for the pharmacist to safely and, reliably know that they can prescribe or dispense this drug. And then for the patient to be able to empower the patient and give them the freedom of, I can choose my script. I'm not worried about losing my script because it's a paper script. I can go to any pharmacy and I can safely get that pharmacy to dispense this drug irrespective of the schedule. And really I think those are the three key players that are going to really benefit from this digital prescription service.
Now, I'm sure you'd agree that trust is a major part of the relationship in the healthcare world between all of these people you've mentioned, the pharmacist, the doctor, the patient. And then also you're dealing with a large part of a population who would probably have to describe themselves as technophobes. How do you get people to trust that PrescribIT will do what it says it does, both from a safety and security point of view, and then also just from an understanding of how sensitive this information is for most people? I mean, that's going to be almost an information and education drive on its own.
No, definitely. And, I think it's really about empowering the patient. Even though you're a technophobe, we've really focused on making the digital prescription service as simple as possible, as well as making sure that it's secure. So even though you have an SMS, you still need your date of birth to be able to access your script. The doctor then signs it using an advanced electronic signature, which is the highest form of security to be able to sign a script or to sign any document. And then on the pharmacy side, we really have amazing buy-in from the majority of pharmacists across the country to be able to accept these scripts. and to be able to make sure that they can dispense these scripts for the patient.
Now, I believe it's this tool is launched this month. How do people find out more, and how readily available and easily accessible will it be? Can somebody, have access to it and then walk into a pharmacy? What happens if they don't know about it? Talk to us about the next steps.
So the next steps is really, we've launched it quite widely. We have a database of over 55,000 healthcare workers across the country already using EM guidance. And this is really another feature or module that we are rolling out onto EM guidance, which is called PrescribIT. People can find out more information by going to PrescribIT.com. Healthcare workers will be able to go there, download the application, and be able to go through our onboarding process and actually start scripting. And it's really once the doctor is on board, patients then can ask their doctors about, digital prescriptions as well as PrescribIT.com, and they'll be able to then get access to the digital scripts through their doctors.
So the source or the start of your relationship with PrescribIT would be your doctor's office. And once they're on board, they introduce their patients to it. And so the journey continues. Is that exactly how it works?
100% exactly how it works. Doctors come on board. Once they have onboarded themselves, they'll be able to then issue digital prescriptions in a safe, easy, and legally compliant manner to all their patients.
Okay, thank you so much. Interesting stuff. Dr. Mohammed Dalwai from EM Guidance telling us more about a fascinating tool called PrescribIT, PrescribIT. So it loses the E there, just to sound nifty.